This might have been the single funniest game of Overwatch I have ever seen in my entire life, and I am not exaggerating. Okay, so I'm going to set the stage for you guys. This is in the OWCS Major at DreamHack Dallas. 8 teams qualified over the past 2 stages. There's not much that you have to know about this. What you need to know for the context of this game is that Twisted Minds were the third seed in the EU region. Twisted Minds had done very well. I believe they won stage 1, and they were doing okay in stage 2. However, there were some really strange org situations that happened behind the scenes, and their main tank player, KSA, ended up leaving the team. And they didn't really have a tank replacement, and they had to kind of scramble, because I'm pretty sure the deadline to sign new players was gone. So they were trying to scramble to find new options. And they ended up putting one of their players, Labda, on tank. And in those games that he played, this was a couple weeks ago at this point, he did not look great, and Twisted Minds were definitely struggling, and it was really hard to watch at points in that series. Now, you would think at that point that Twisted Minds wouldn't be able to make it to the major. However, they had won so much already with the points that they had acquired that they were eligible and they auto-qualified to come to Dallas. So Twisted Minds were already locked in after their roster completely fell apart. Or at least their original game plan. So we already kind of knew going into this that Twisted Minds would not be working on a really good level. And then, the day before the event, we also saw that 2 of their players, one of which being Labda, the tank that they had to replace KSA, did not get their visas to come to Dallas. They could not get them. So they could not play at this event. Now, they were able to find substitutes because of how the point system works. So some of the other players from other teams had enough points to come in, I believe is what happened. But, again, they didn't really find a nice tank player either. So they had one of their other DPS, Yubi, on the tank role in this match. And to be honest with you, I think the first 2 maps of this series against M80, who are a really good North American team, they've got some, Hawk is their main tank, or is their tank. Happy and Pelican are their DPS duo, which is a crazy good DPS duo. And Liar and Ultraviolet, also very good players, who have been playing together. Some of them have been playing together for a while. Pelican, Hawk, and Ultraviolet, or Pelican and Hawk were on Atlanta 1 year together. Hawk and Ultraviolet were on Atlanta together. Happy and Pelican were on the Outlaws together. They have a lot of synergy with each other. And this team has just kind of been, the Twisted Minds team has been stitched together to try to make it work. So I will admit, M80, much better odds. The first 2 maps of this series were much more boring. They weren't the best. I honestly was kind of falling asleep waiting for this to be done. This was going on hour 9 or 10 of this whole super, super long day after plenty of technical problems from the Dallas venue. Reminder, Blizzard is not the sole entity, making this event happen. A lot of this is kind of on DreamHack. There was a big storm earlier in the day, so the production never really got back up to the quality that you would have wanted, unfortunately for them. So this was a long, draining day, and this was the final map that spoilers, this was the final map that they played all day. And the reason why it's so funny, I want you guys to look, they are not on a very conventional comp. They've kind of just playing what they're comfortable with. They're on this Rom, May Cass, Moira Lucio, rush, right? They kind of want to rush in. I want you to watch this first fight, because this first fight made me laugh out loud so hard. They come into hotel. That's great. Okay, they're trying to figure out how they're going to rotate in. They're getting their resources back from their Moira. And then they pop all their abilities and they just go outside the point. Okay, now I'm thinking to myself, they might be trying to get up to the high ground so that they can contest the people up there. But then the cast goes down because they split. They split the wrong way when they get through the choke. So they go through, and then there is some kind of miscommunication I think the Cass and the Moira were hugging the right side, and then Happy here gets a really good concussive blast, and it splits them. And instead of going the longer safe route, they've already done this super long dumb rotation. Slay decides that he's just gonna cross out into the open. He instantly eats a rocket, and he has to roll, and he just explodes. So now Twisted Minds are stranded back here, and M80 just decide, you know what? We're gonna have a lot of fun. Let's just go chase them. But it's not like the whole team of M80. It's just kind of Hawk, and the rest of them are all set up on first point. So Hawk doesn't have that much health. Like, he's kind of struggling here. And then decides to walk into this room with the entire Brawl Corps coming at them. And then I'm like, oh, he's dead. Oh my god. And then the lamp bails him out. And somehow, some way, Twisted Minds cannot kill Hawk here. I actually have no idea what happened. And then he fluxes. He fluxes, and then they killed too. So even though they had what I thought was a really easy kill on Hawk, the Maywall was not good. And they could not focus him down because the supports all had LOS on him. And so this whole first 2.5 minutes of Twisted Minds doing the single, like, silliest rotation I've ever seen was completely disrupted, or completely wasted. So now they go back in, right? Happy goes for an extremely greedy barrage with the nano. They somehow don't kill him. I guess there is a lot of damage reduction. He's getting a lot of healing. And that is just their push. Slay, again, died extremely early. And that is just going to be it for them. They are trying to come back in. Not at full resources, by the way. So then they just have to, again, they're out. Even though they have a lot of ults here, Yubi just decides to pop the Ram ult and run at him. I thought this was really silly, but then I saw that Hawk and Liar go down. So now it's a 3v3. So basically they get this insanely good start of this fight where they get a lot of resources out, right? Yubi uses his ult here. He's going to run. They use the sound barrier, but it's totally fine. Yubi's going to be okay. They catch Hawk and they catch Liar. But for whatever reason, I don't think if you've noticed this, there's only 3 of them here. Where is the rest of their team? I'll tell you what's going on. Somehow, for whatever reason, Slay is stuck up here trying to duel Pelican. I feel like there's no need for this. They can just bunker on point because they've already taken down, like, the formidable, like, point pressure. They can just kind of chill and catch them out. Happy, Yubi just had a lot of health taken out, so he died. Happy is gonna, or Pelican's gonna catch Slay. So now it's a 3v3. They still have point advantage. They still have Blizzard here, okay? So it's not looking that bad. They wall off the high ground. Notice, though, they can't touch. Pelican finds the Moira. I don't even know how this happens. I don't know where Skye went. Why Skye is not, like, what's it called? Like, inside playing cover? No idea. Then they try and walk out. AK gets 2-tapped. And that's 1.5 minutes left for them. So there were 2 pushes where they should have won. And just, like, somehow, some way, they just fumble the bag so hard. Oh my god, like, I cannot express to you how much I was laughing watching this live. It was actually insane. Up here, so they finally decide to go take the high ground. Happy is ready and waiting. Also, Barrage sucks. I have no idea how this doesn't kill anybody. But they have super low HP. Again, okay, they find Pelican, right? Okay, their plan has worked. They've got up to the high ground. They're good. They have Moira ult. They have Blizzard. They can sustain through this. They can bring it to them, right? Skye goes down to Happy because nobody dealt with Happy after the barrage. So they have no sustain. AK's still holding that Blizzard. They find Happy, right? There's no DPS, right? This is still, again, winnable. They have Blizzard. Okay? Ultraviolet is down. It is so losable. And then Hawk goes for this. He gets one. He gets Slay. Hawk and the Kiriko are still alive. Yubi's just sitting here doing... I don't know why he pushes this in any form or fashion with no Nemesis form. He just dies. And they get back in the fight again. Like, Oh my god, AK goes for the blizzard so late just to try and take the point. That's what he's doing here, right? He's trying to zone them out to take the point, but he's also doing it on top of Sky's coalescence, so they're doing the same thing, right? They're just zoning. Sky goes extremely aggressive, thinking he's gonna kill something. Look at him back there! Look! What is he doing? He's not even looking at anybody! And he's walled off from his team! It's like, this was professional Overwatch. Like, I cannot express to you, like, they aren't, like, trolling. This is not like a super troll comp. And then they're just like, nothing's gonna happen, right? Like, they're just gonna... That's it. They trickle in, and they find a good fight, and they win the game. So, that was how the 10-hour day ended, with this horrible, terrible series with maybe the funniest map I have ever seen. I just wanted to express to everybody, I wanted to share this knowledge with the world, because it was so funny the way this was like your ranked match, right? Like, this is like, I'm sitting here trying to play the game, and I'm just watching my teammates from spawn doing the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life, and like, that's what happened here. Like, nothing ever worked for them. Twisted Minds, unfortunately, they were really good. You know, Twisted Minds, that was basically Team Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Twisted Minds need a real tank player. You got it, Connor. You should go step in. But yeah, Team Saudi Arabia, who won the World Cup, that's who Twisted Minds were, and somehow their organization fell apart and their team fell apart, and this is what we were left with. This extreme whimper out of Dallas. You know, some of these players had to come across the globe to play like that. So, anyways, that is gonna do it for me. I don't do too much, like, competitive Overwatch content on here as much anymore, but if you guys like this video, or if you like any more, like, actual analysis, I'm gonna have one coming out soon about some of the comps that they played. Please go ahead, do any of that good YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. It does really help me out at the end of the day. If you want to get in on this live, this was streamed at twitch.tv/LaneHemingway. I do a discussion every single time I go live. This isn't really a discussion. This was just something I found really funny. But still, you could talk to me if you want. The rest of my socials are down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.